Last night we reported from Hawke's Bay where farmers say they're experiencing the worst drought conditions in 50 years. Officially, there is no drought. But this week we'll be visiting farms around the country who, well, the unofficial drought is hurting them and they need help and they need it very soon. How bad is it? Here's Lachlan Forsyth.
It's another beautiful morning in inland Bay of Plenty. It's just not the sort of morning anyone around here actually wants to see. Months of blazing sun and little rainfall have left the volcanic soils parched, crops struggling to survive, and farmers feeling the burn.
I think this might be called a 1 in 20 or 1 in 50 year drought. I mean, no one that I know in the immediate region has seen it quite as bad as this.
This would normally be prime grazing land, but over the past 3 months a couple of things have happened. Firstly, there's only been about 50 mils of rain. That's not a lot. And secondly, there have been these constant winds burning off any new growth. So not only has there been nothing to actually feed the stock, it means entire pastures may need to be resown.
It's at a stage now where the moisture levels have gone so low that the pasture is actually starting to die, and the death of this pasture is really the key to what I do, and that's the farm with grass, so it's going to be a total renovation.
Dairy farmer Brian Osborne is looking at slowly selling off his herd to ensure he still has enough feed to go around.
What I will do is I will go through and every week I will start dropping cows out, and we'll just get to a stage where we've run out of cows, basically.
So we have lost a bit despite all our efforts.
Yep. Financially, it's quite devastating. I mean, we've got a drop in payout, and now we've got a drop in production. So I mean, this is a bit of a double whammy for farmers, and also we've got extra cost on top, feeding cows and also pasture renovation.
While farmers can and do prepare for good and bad seasons, this season isn't just bad, it's approaching disastrous.
So it may take them 2 or 3 years to climb out of this hole. Yep, I can see at least 12, 18 months, 2 years to bring themselves back up to where they were.
A further headache is the lack of any available grazing land nearby and plummeting prices for any animals they may wish to sell.
And so this is be outside our normal dryness, what we would expect. And because it's quite widespread, it was going to have a big effect on the ability to purchase extra feed or to graze off or to send cows off on grazing. Feed costs are rising on a daily basis.
Marcel Schweitzer is already down to once a day milking, and even then he's already dipping into feed meant for later in the year.
I normally be starting this about April, and but as you see we've already started, and so this will be all gone by then.
This is the lucerne that you're growing for feed. This bright green field of lucerne may look lush and inviting. In reality, the long dry summer means it's about half of where it should be.
It's the best feed I'll have at present, so the cows will do well on it. Unfortunately, I won't have enough of it, that's all.
And with not enough feed to go around, a big decision is looming.
Well, it's actually crunch time is now. Yeah, drying off becomes an issue now. Looking forward, depending on how this next week unfolds weather-wise, if we don't have significant rain coming up within a week, we will probably be drying off within 2 to 3 weeks.
And that's bad news.
That is bad news. That is the end. Once they are dry, the cows are dry, and we will not be milking again until August.
Drying off means putting an end to milking and restarting only when these animals begin to calve. That's a decision no dairy farmer wants to make.
So from now until then, once we dry it off, there will be no milking. So that means no income. We still have to maintain the cow, we still have to feed the cow even though she's dry. So we still have some costs associated with it. So it becomes a costly exercise.
And even the rains farmers are so desperately hoping for won't be an instant fix.
From the time it rains, it'll be at least another 2, maybe 3 weeks until we get some grass ahead of us, and then we start getting into recovery mode. And it's a long, slow haul out of it.
A long, slow haul with no end in sight and no knowing how much harder it will